and stitchy friends out in relaxation land as we whirl our way towards Christmas and the new year. I am coming to you from my studio along the Continental Divide in Idaho. My name is Shanda, and I am a flying about the house fiend right now. With Christmas coming up, I have some things finished in the cross stitch to show you line, and a few fully finished from previous years, a few quilting projects, and then at the very end of this video, I will do a short tour of my quilting studio. We called it the She Shed. We've called it the quilting studio. I just call it, I'm going out to the studio for a while. It is a converted, pretty small. I think it's, when we got the carpet, it was 14 wide by about 27 long. It was in its day, it was a carriage house. And my husband has had his car in here working for, I don't know, 6 or 8 months when we first moved here. But since then, we have cleaned everything out. The shelves have remained. They are a barn red with all my fabrics and quilts on them. And I have a wild turkey visiting me. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But my red shelves have stayed and my fabric is all lined up by color. But this is a good video for me because I can compare it to, I always deep clean every January my studio really, really well and kind of rearrange and clean out projects. And my cat is in here with me and I don't want him to jump up on my lap because he is a pretty big kitty cat. So no, you cannot. No, no. Okay, come here for the camera. He wants to be seen. Can you say hi? Mr. Blue Eyes. I know. Okay, go away. Go find your bed. Anyway, so we're going to start with one fully finished I did. This is Stacy Nash, Seek Goodness Pin Keep Drum. And this picture is really quite deceiving. It looks really small next to that basket. Man, that wild turkey's gone crazy. If he's not careful, he might end up in somebody's Christmas dinner. I just thought this was going to be a lot smaller than it was, and it turned out to be pretty big, actually. Seek Goodness Drum Pin Keep. I don't know if that's straight even. I did have a little mishap here on the finishing, but I'm going to go with it. Seek Goodness. I just put some Lady Dots Creates stuff around the top. The very top of this has a seam. I didn't have a piece wide enough for the whole top, but in Make Do fashion, it's got a seam right here, but you can't tell it. So anyway, I put brown on the bottom, filled it with walnut shell, and it is my only finish for this time. But I have been doing a lot of, I've already knitted two or three pairs of real simple slippers for my granddaughters and one for a friend that's in a nursing home. I have knit a lot of washcloths. I give washcloths away as neighbors' gifts for the holidays. And I have been doing some cross stitch, but no knitting this time. I'm not going to be showing any knitting. It got sent off to Alaska and Pennsylvania and all the places hither and beyond. But I did get this done. This one's for myself. This looks a little wonky on camera, but it's not really. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, I'm thinking about putting something else too also around the bottom, but I haven't quite gotten that far yet. But I do like it just the way it is. Seek Goodness. Something that we all should try to do, right? I have been working on, this was my Thanksgiving start. Do You See What I See? 2014 Primitive Stitching by Shelley Allen. I have just always admired this, and I figured this was an easy one that I could get done amongst all my Christmas preparation. Knitting, stitching, sewing that I could do. Sorry for the weird little glare. And then this is my start. I'm stitching this on 36 count linen. Everything else by Mystic. It's just a scrap piece I had, and that's how far I've gotten. this from here up is just my needle. It's not a huge start, but I've got my little deer outlined, and this is what it looks like. Do you see what I see? Just primitiveness. I love it. The real meaning of the season. The next one was going to be a fully finished, but I did not like the way it was turning out at all. This is not the pattern, mind you, not the chart. I love the finished stitched piece, but I was going to frame it. Not going to happen. This is Christmas Tide by Lori Rippey. Love the design. And I changed the date. I believe the date on this was 1716. And I changed it to 1776 for the bicentennial. It was going to be in this frame, but you can see I spilled something here. It actually was a glob of glue. So I'm going to turn this into a pin keep. I'll put some bells up there in the corner. You'll never know. And I will like it much better. But I've just always been in love with Lori's designs. And so this one I could say is my first semi-quincentennial finish. That's the word for the 250th birthday for the United States. Semi-quincentennial. So that one is going to be, I tore it out of the frame. I didn't like it after I spilt that glob of glue, and I'm going to revamp that one. So I have been working, the most I've been working on is my homework for His Eyes on the Sparrow. I have done so much Christmas stitching in the past that I'm taking a break from my Christmas stitching this year. I am working on that. Do you see what I see? And I finished Christmas Tide. But as far as big samplers, wasn't going to happen for me this year. So I am working on, I have homework assignments for myself throughout this year, 2025. 2026, I don't know what that's going to look like for me yet. I have some ideas. But this is His Eyes on the Sparrow by Beth Twist. Let me show you the chart. Heartstring samplery. I am doing mine on 25 count, 1/1 Lugana. I want mine smaller. Everybody has seen this. If not stitched it already, I'm a little bit behind the party. And this one is mine. It's a lot smaller than most. And all I have to do for my homework is I think there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 red flowers here in the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.5. And my homework will be done for 2025. I can put this away for a little while. But I have those flowers and branches, these green, memorized, so I can kind of stitch this at night watching a movie or football. I'm not a big NFL fan, mostly college, but anyway, do you see what I see? I will be making my house red, but it's on 25 count. 25 count vintage country mocha. That's right, Lugana. And it's a 1/4 yard cut. So it fits the 18 by, well, it's kind of cut off, but it'd be about what, 26, 24, 26, something like that. So it's one of those that I probably won't finish next year, probably 2027, but at least my border will be done. And the border matched up first time through. One more cross stitch, and then I have some prior year finishes and a little bit of quilting sewing and some a book that a dear friend sent me that are over the top. My Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day work on, not my blessing sampler, is a chart for the semi-quincentennial for next year. The Big Blue House Pin Keep Drum. And this was a kit from Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. I don't know if you can see that. But it's got everything in it. I even have the, oh, it's over there, but I even have the pedestal that they all can sit on. And I'm just noticing a fluorescent light up there in my Oh, that's kind of annoying. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is my Christmas Eve, my Christmas Day, my New Year's Eve, and my New Year's Day project. Start on. But then I'll put it away for a little while because I do have a blessing sampler that I want to work on this year in January. And then the last cross stitched here that I want to show, this I did last year. I finished it, but I did not get it framed, and I still didn't even get it framed for this year. But the Noel Sampler by Brenda Gervais, and this was a kit also from Spring Green Country Sampler. The fabric is not called for. It's a country sampler kit, so they had conversions. I just love this. I want to say this was like, maybe it was Tin Roof. I just can't remember. I love this sampler. Now I need to get this framed. Okay, a little bit of quilting, sewing. As we head into Christmas, I have always, when my granddaughters turn 7 or 8, I make them a very frilly pink nightgown. And this is a pattern. Simply, you can't get it anymore. Look, it says $2.50. That's not really going to happen, right? Unless you get it used. But this one, a dear friend let me borrow because I can't find mine from the prior granddaughter that I made this for. But my granddaughter's about this size right here. And so she's getting a frilly pink, I guess I can show you. It's all cut out, but it's a pink flannel with bunch of white lace around it, around the collar. Simplicity number 5179. And it's like one of those patterns that has everything, all the patterns, all the sizes in one pattern. Oh, it's so cute. It is just such a cute pattern. So she is getting a frilly nightgown. It's part of my sewing. And then this I'm making, because I'm starting to learn, that's the operative word here, to knit socks. I want to cross stitch, I want to quilt, and I want to knit socks. That's it. Finished up a few punch needles I have, but I can stay busy for the rest of my life with just those things. I'm making a knitting bag. And I want to say it's a tutorial from Erica Arndt, Confessions of a Homeschooler. I love her stuff. Anyway, this is just a portion of it. And let me turn this upside like this. These haven't been sewn together. It was a charm, a little mini charm pack. Requires 42 squares. This is the charm pack Rosalind from Minnick & Simpson. And I thought this would be a fun one to do for Valentine's Day. So this is just the start of it. This is not even anything. This is definitely a UFO whip. And this is the back. This is the front, and then this would be the back. So, but I have been working on that. The other two, we're down to 2, and then some. I'm a very emotional being right now because of, I don't know if anybody's ever used Thangles. I got this kit back in 2017 in Madison, Wisconsin at it was like a state quilting convention. I want to say it was 2017. And I'm a big fan of Julie Hendrickson. She has a quilt shop just outside of Madison. She's designed books, material, fabric patterns. This is called Weezer's Paws. And I think there's 504. I can't find it right now, but 504 half square triangles in that baby. And they all finish at 1 inch. So I got the Thangles for it. I've had it for a while. This may be something in January I work on. But I took a picture of the one she had there at the quilt show, we'll call it. And it's a Christmassy color. Well, here's the JJ Stitches is the name of Julie's shop. Put that up there so you can see it if you want to call her. It's jjstitches.com. And here's the color. It's very Christmassy, but you can also use it any other time of year. None of the fabrics are Christmassy, just red and green. But I loved this kit. This is about the only thing I bought that day. It was in the fall of 2017. So this one is coming up on 10 years old. It needs to be finished. So that's one of the things that I pulled out to look at to try and get to work on in January. And then this is one of Julie's latest books. Again, her name is Julie Hendrickson. She is the owner of JJ Stitches in, I want to say it's Sun Prairie. Is that what that said? I'm pretty sure it's Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. County Seat Quilts. And this is a book by her and Vicki Garicki. I don't know. I would make that vowel say its name. This one quilt back here. See, I guess I can, I don't want to show you that page, but I also don't want to show you the directions either. Look at that quilt. I just died when I saw this. This book was put out a couple years ago, but I never got it. And then I was down at Village Dry Goods in Brigham City, Utah. And this was one of my purchases. 2021 was when this book was put out. Go like this so maybe you can see it just a little bit better. Oh, that quilt is stunning. Oh, just loved it. And this book has got, it says 12 classic patterns. So pretty. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book. This one, Lizzie. It's the back. County Seat Quilts by Julie Hendrickson. And I'm sorry if Vicky's watching or if she's not. I'm really mutilating that last name. G-E-R-I-K-E. Garike, maybe. Amazon. Easy to find this book still. Just a delightful purchase. When I was down in, I went to Village Dry Goods for a little mini retreat my girlfriend and I created for ourselves. And I did get a whole bunch of half square triangles that finished out at 4 inches done with those thangles using these. And I really like that product. So I use it a lot when I got to make a whole bunch of half square triangles. But they were all orange and blacks and whites and fall colors, not necessarily Halloween. I got those all done. I can't remember how many of them there were. And I have them lined out in rows now. And the rows numbered. So now I just got to sew them together. But that might be for next fall. You know, when you're past the season, you don't really want to work on that kind of stuff anymore. Okay, 2 books here. And then I'm going to go to my finished Christmas projects from prior years. I mentioned a couple videos ago that I love Tasha Tutor. And I had a sweet viewer in Canada, of all places. A place that I fell in love with this summer. Jocelyn. She had contacted me and said she had a Christmas book with Tasha Tutor. And that she wanted to send it to me. So here it is. Forever Christmas with Tasha Tutor. I love this woman. I think I was meant to be her daughter in a prior life. I cannot wait to meet her in heaven, if I get to go to heaven. But look at her home here on the back. Recipes, projects. There's lots of pictures of her with, look at this knitted vest shawl she's wearing. She's carving her turkey. Oh, I love this woman. Lots of recipes, just beautiful pictures. Here she is with one of her roosters. Jocelyn, thank you. Here she is with her corgis. I want a corgi so bad. I'm just not at a point in my life right now where I can have a dog. Jocelyn, I will treasure this book always. Just some illustrations and look at this picture. my. I'm sure this is in Vermont near her home or her barn or something. Jocelyn, again, thank you. And in the Tasha Tutor spirit, my girlfriend Nicole, several years ago, sent me this. It's illustrated by Tasha Tutor, the New England Buttery Shelf Almanac. And this book is separated by months. And here is December's that I'm starting to read. This is the illustration part for Tasha, from Tasha. This one is, I just love this one. Look at October. And then within each month, there's maybe a few recipes, there's poems, there's stories, there's things that go along with that season. So at the beginning, there's a place for birthstones and birthdays. September. Just a beautiful book. So thank you, Nicole, for this one. She sent me this one for Christmas several years ago, and I've just always enjoyed it. And then Jocelyn from Canada. Thank you both. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I will be right back with prior year finishes of Christmas. They're all Christmas finishes. Be right back. The first one is something I stitched when my kids were little. We're talking mid-1990s. Just a silly pillow. Dear Santa, I can explain. We can, right? We can explain our behavior sometimes. And there's no particular order here. There's going to be big ones, samplers, and amongst all of this. So this was out of primitive, what's the punch needle and primitive stitching. I want to say it was the Christmas issue, winter issue of 2015. It's just a little dough bowl. I filled this even with poly stuffing. I think it was supposed to be in a wreath or something, and I was getting really tired of it, so I just wanted to finish it like it was. Brenda Gervais. I always forget this one. Christmas at Winterberry Cabin, maybe. And this one's got a little dog ear on it because it was stored funny. I turned this one into a pillow. I'm sure it is Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. I loved stitching this one. She's got a garden one, a witch one. Seems like there's one more. I already did cutting paper snowflakes. That's similar, not quite, but that one's in the house, so you won't see that one today. Sorry, but it is Cutting Paper Snowflakes by Brenda Gervais also. This is a little tiny Christmas. This one I want to say is, I can't remember. I may flash that across the bottom when I'm doing my editing. Another Brenda Gervais, With Thy Needle and Thread. Oh, Tannenbaum. I stitched this one with Christy and Marlis a couple years ago. Thank you, girls, for urging me on. Don't remember what I stitched it on. Beachside Cottage, maybe, is who had these boxes still. In fact, a year or so ago, I got a thank you from her, the lady who owns that store. I'll put it across the bottom, because she had sold so many of these boxes, because I had mentioned that's where I had purchased them from. And I believe she still has some. If you need boxes for this, I'd contact her. I love this stitch. I'm running out of room. Lori Brecklin, Not Forgotten Farms. This is the one that my granddaughter helped me work on when she was little. In the meadow, we can build a snowman. Try to get the glare off that for you. And in the snowman's body, we've got 2/2, 2/6, 2/3. She was 6 at the time, maybe 5, 6, and wanted to learn how to cross stitch. And she's now 13. And oh man, the glare. Plus, I have sun coming in my studio window that it's a full door of glass, and it just is really Move this way maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. You can see my gamel in the background in the camera. Maybe I'll show the glass ones last. Sleigh bells. I'll have to flash this one also. So you can see that on my face. It's the sun is coming in like on my hand. This one I finished a couple years ago. I still need to put the sleigh bells. My friend Bonnie, Log Cabin Stitcher, she made me the little leather thing with the bells on it, and I just have to attach it. But now I got this out of storage. I'll probably get that done. Next one is a punch needle. I did it in 2009, but I didn't bother to write down who did it, who the designer was. Oh, that sun. Sorry. I love punch needle. I really do like the way it looks. All that variegated nighttime sky behind Santa. And here is a snowman. Same idea. My daughter helped me finish some of these. Oh, this was from a Country Living magazine eons ago in the 90s. December 1893 O Tannenbaum. Country Living, like it might have even been 1990. It was a long time ago. Long time ago. This was a gift from my friend Cree. Peace to all this Christmas, 1809. Again, this one I purchased from Cree. She had a little boutique for several years. Sleigh, 1836. And the last one I know I did, this is just a little snowman. And this is from a designer that is out of print, out of business. They're no longer designing. It was called Stone and Thread. It's a scarf. It's like frigid, freezing, straight out. That's not his nose. It's his scarf. A little guy. He's cute. Second to the last, I have The Holy Child by Lori Rippey. Homespun Prints by Lori. I do have a thing on the back of this. I started this on December 24th of 23, and I finished it December 27th of 24 on 36 count old stationery linen by Seraphim Fabrics with the called for DMC. I get that. Oh, that's just so bad you can see. Well, you're getting an early studio tour over there, I guess. The back of my gamel, the leaders. Sorry. Oh, I am really for want of a better place to film. The Holy Child was sent for all mankind. 3 wise men did come to find. All our costliest treasures bring to Christ our heavenly King. Merry Christmas, 1823. I just love this sampler. I saw this and I immediately went on and purchased. Just beautiful. I have 3 or 4 Blackbird, maybe 1 or 2 more Brenda Gervais. I know I have a Chessie and Me sampler, but this year I just did not stitch anything in a fully finished manner, mainly because I was working on some sewing projects for the grands. You only got 2 granddaughters, you know, pajamas, slippers, these kinds of things come first. And then even my granddaughter, not my granddaughter, my daughter who lives in Alaska wanted some new slippers. This is Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. 36 count Wren by Picture This Plus with called for flosses. And then I put a family name up here. It's Henry and Goldie Seabrass. They were married in 1914. That was almost the day of the Christmas truce. They were married on December 15th. The Christmas truce over on the border of, I want to say it was like France and Belgium, took place that Christmas. This has their name written all over it. Started 3 of 21, finished 8 of 22. Okay, I think that is it for my stitching and my quilting for my Christmas little floss tube here. I will be doing a tour here shortly. I'm actually going to be filming it and then putting it all on the same video. I want to say, wherever you are, I am inspired by so many of you. I am inspired by you. Last time I videoed, I had project bags for sale. And I cannot tell you the anguish I went through. I honestly thought they would take 3 to 4 weeks to sell. And then my friend Cree said, Shanda, are you kidding? They're going to sell out really fast. And I said, it's just a project bag. I'm just going to have them email me. And when the emails start coming in, I'll just have these bags ready and I'll just mail it out. Well, it was seconds. And all that 25 just went like that. And then I even had to start a wait list. Thank you. I had no idea. They weren't even all done. I still had to sew some of them. It was my first time selling on PayPal, not purchasing. So I had to even learn that aspect of it. It was just so fast, seconds, and they were all gone. I even think sometimes when I looked at some of the timestamps, you guys must have hit the send button and then they came in, you know, however the internet works, it's little magic. But I will have a few more this next year for sale, different pattern. I found some cutter quilts in my stash that they don't belong to me. I didn't make them. I maybe hand stitched something on 1 or 2 of them. But anyway, regardless, I will be having a few more project bags for sale this next year. But like I said, I went through, ask my husband, I went through such anguish, feeling bad that I could not give everybody a bag who wanted one. It's just the way I am. I'm an empath introvert. And I don't know if I could take this kind of business. I was overwhelmed. I wasn't even expecting my phone to start buzzing off like it did. And it's like, it was just on fire. It was going crazy. Anyway, thank you so very, very much. We will go to the studio tour next. But before we do that, I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Remember the reason for the season: family, friends, and the Christ child. To me, Christmas is all about the Christ child. And then after that, we get January. And some people just do not like January. I love it. I go into hibernation mode. I deep clean. I pull up projects to finish. I love January. It's my reset mode time period. Merry Christmas from our home to yours. Bye. And welcome to my quilting studio. Thank you for accompanying me this evening. It is dark outside. You can see the window there. It's pretty dark. No snow yet. It's a balmy, almost 47 degrees outside. We're a little bit concerned, and I am concerned about all those who are experiencing flooding in the Pacific Northwest and the big storms and cold weather in the east. But welcome to Shanda's studio here along the Continental Divide. The actual name of my business is Baker Creek Quilting and Dry Goods. I do not have a website. It's pretty low-key, local, word of mouth. I do get a couple quilts in through the mail for quilting. But this is my domain. I have a Bernina underneath that cover, but this is my sewing area, And that Civil War dress there in the corner. And sorry, I do have a Blue Light Vivo fly trap plugged in because I've been having a problem with flies. It's still so unbelievably warm. Just some wool. Those cross stitches up on the wall are from 1990. I stitched those clear back in 1990. This is a converted carriage house or carriage barn, whatever you want to call it. We used to be a garage, but we've kind of remodeled it and put more insulation in the walls. That armoire houses my quilts that I do for customers. And then over there, you see all my fabric that is just a mess. I'm going to give you here a quick tour. I do not have a quilt on my machine tonight. I have a Gamma Classic. It is not computer aided, so it is all driven by me. And then back there in the back on the right is my cutting mat and my cutting table. And I'll take you the other side here is my quilts. But it's just a place I can relax. I can enjoy myself. I can be creative. It's my fabric stash. And all those tubs underneath are projects that are either cut out or they're novelty fabrics that I can make just different things out of. The fabric on the shelves, though, are mainly what I pull from. Organized by greens, pinks, browns, blacks, yellows and cheddars, blues, and then the whites down there are all shirtings. And then down below here, I have my tans and my light beiges, my reds, some of my quilting books. Down on the top, far right, are all my flannels. And the bottom, far right, are baby prints. And then you can see my my DMCs, my Crescent Color Works, my Weeks Dye Works, and my Gentle Arts threads down there on the bottom. Up on top, I have a few things that I love, more quilts. This is mainly my storage area of my studio. I'll get a lot of questions asked. The white zippers there are the long arm zippers that I zip a quilt on my long arm to quilt. Down in the back there, I have my fireplace that keeps my area warm. Some quilts. Oh, just some menagerie of some of my favorite things. My cutting table over there. It's just a place. I've had this now since I was going to get a separate she shed, and the Amish build sheds here in our area. But a she shed was the one I kind of wanted, was almost $12,000 to $15,000, and we remodeled this for about $1,800, and that includes the carpet that's underneath me. So paint, just mainly paint, some windows, a new door, closed in I'll show you here in a minute, the area that used to be the garage door. Anyway, there's my quilt wall. There's my Raggedy Ann. It actually belongs to my granddaughter. My favorite aunt made that for me. And my wall of quilts, along with, I have fluorescent lighting in here, so I hope this is coming out well. My wall of quilts, that yellowware bowl on top of the pie safe, that is a real McCoy. It is probably from I don't know, it's just a real antique. Belonged to my mother-in-law, and she did not want it anymore, and I got it. So more quilts, lots of quilts on my quilt. See if I can back up here and see if I can get all of them in from edge to edge. There we go. My husband teases me. He says, "You have too many quilts. You better sell some of them." And I'm like, that's not even half of what I have, really, between what I have on the beds and over chairs in the house and up here on my red shelves. But then I also tell him, hey, that's wall insulation. You can see under my ironing board down there, I've got some projects that are for January And on the ironing board itself are some project bags that are knitting project bags for some friends before Christmas. And in the corner is my favorite corner cabinet. And a sweet pillow that Cheryl made me on a retreat that I went to in Missoula, Montana. Oh goodness, lots of stuff stashed everywhere, and I won't even begin to show you what is under my Gamel storage, which I need to clean out in January. So this is my domain. This is my happy place. Oh, and I'll leave you with this. Quilting as a verb, nourishment for the soul. Thank you for watching. And please come and join me in my sewing room someday.